So I recorded and had literally a whole nother video, Marvel Strike Force video. I guess I'll put that out tomorrow. Plarium's doing something right. Is raid getting good? I mean, is it? We need to talk about this. All right, let's cut the bull right to the point of the video. Okay, look at this here. Look, so you don't need to know anything else. Okay, this is all we need to talk about. If you don't know what we're looking at here, this is from Raid Shadow Legends' most recent YouTube video. Check it out. This is what they are implementing. This here, I'm actually just gonna play through their video real quick, is coming to the game TM soon, AKA whenever. Okay, but look, if you don't know what we're looking at, this is a AI priority override system, meaning when you use the game on auto, you can determine what move the characters are going to do. This is insane. This is something I thought they would never do. And if they're willing to do this, the dupe system could actually come out. There's a lot of other changes they have, but I don't care. There's a new faction, they say new quests, all this, whatever. I don't care. There's the clan versus clan system. Everyone's always said their opinion about how they feel about that. It's just another quest system. I don't care. This though, this is really good. And I can actually give you a very relevant example. If you look at this, this is one of my most recent videos when I was doing the Spider Dungeon. I was playing manually, but then somebody told me, hey, you know what? Miscreated Monsters AI is actually smart enough to not use the AoE to ruin the run. So you can just hit auto and he'll just basic attack. And I sat there and I was like, you know what? There are so many characters that are not smart enough to do that sort of thing that ruin the character essentially, or make a character that maybe is not good, that had the potential to be great, just okay or something like that. Madame Cirrus, for example, was a great example about a character that the AI was bugging. They used the wrong move, or Cold Hard not using Heartseeker first, stuff like that, okay? And what they would constantly have to do is go back and retool the AI for the character to try to make it the best one. Well, there's twofold problems with the way that they're doing it, which is that when you retool the AI, it's going to ruin it for something else. It's like, well, maybe the stealing buffs is better on Madame in certain situations. So instead of they put something out and then they constantly have to retool these characters, it makes way more sense to have the AI be customizable, okay? But the thing about it is they probably realize that the long-term work of changing the AIs to be able to, actually not get buggy all the time is way more work than actually making the customizable AI, which shout out, because being able to have that customizable AI is going to make, it's a buff for everybody, okay? It's a buff for free-to-play people who are trying to make characters work because it's all they have, okay? And when they want to be able to use the customizable AI, they have certain characters use certain moves first, okay? Maybe it's going to make a character that otherwise couldn't campaign farm become a campaign farmer, for example. Or someone who could campaign farm, but the AoE is only on their basic, and they'll use the A2 and A3, and then it takes a bunch of extra time or something, or you have to build them tankier. There's all kinds of different things that this customizable AI is going to buff. Not just the WoW accounts who have a million different characters and now they can set all their different arena defenses and all this different stuff. Granted, okay, maybe they could, do all that. But new players get a huge buff too, because you're going to be able to build the only characters you have in the way you want to have them. I know on my free-to-play, there's going to be a lot of changes I can make. Like, to give you an example, Coffin Smasher, he has a triple hit on basic, all right? Which makes him a good Fire Knight character with the attack down and everything if you don't have enough speed, reduction, so you use heal reduction, you just don't want to get KO'd or something by the Fire Knight, right? Well, the problem is sometimes he uses his HP burn, even when the shield's up, which is only a one hit. So if I can make that happen, or make Apothecary only uses basic on the Fire Knight, I mean, you probably don't want to do that one either, or Cold Heart only use her basic or something, you get my point, okay? There's big changes you can make. When I was watching this video that they were showing, it really reminded me of You know, it reminded me of the roadmap. When they showed us the roadmap, I was legitimately excited. I was like, that is awesome. Like, this is great. You know, they are coming out with content quicker, and every time recently when they've said something's coming to the game, it's come to the game like fairly quickly. So dare I say they're almost getting my hopes up again? I mean, like, I know I'm so cynical about this stuff, but I feel like I almost have to be cynical because I feel like I don't want to get kind of like tricked into like, you know, really caring about and having hope for the, you know, the longevity of the game again. But it's like, if they are doing these AI changes, you know, it's like, what else could they possibly look? I mean, if they look at the dupe system next, it's like, man, those are like my major complaints. You know, that's, after that, it's like, man, we actually kind of got something here. I have kind of a hot take on Clan versus Clan after sleeping on it, you know, a couple of nights and thinking about this, which is that the fact that the Clan versus Clan is essentially the exact same thing we're already doing could almost be in our benefit. And let me explain my sort of dumb opinion here, because here's what I'm saying. If we put on the hat of optimism and we think about this, which is, what did Advanced Quest really end up being? Advanced Quest really, at the end of the day, ended up being just a small additional resource gain, okay? What's the appreciation shop and everything that they did with that? What is that? That's a small resource gain over time, okay? What do we believe is really good for us as the players and is the core concept of the game? If you ask me personally, I believe the game is, you know, more or less a resource accumulation game. It is a game of attrition and a game of dopamine, meaning you're going to get new resources and you're, you know, accumulating the resources, and either the way Plarium wants you to by spending money, or the way that they fight you through is by getting it through the game, right? And the game's difficulty is, you know, the leverage they use to make it where you want to flip the other way and spend money instead. Okay. Now, here's the thing. We all want new content. We want something to do, especially the vocal minority, the people who play the game religiously. However, the average player, this type of system where all it is doing stuff we already do is yes, admittedly copy-pasty from, they took the tournament points from tournaments and they took the questing and advanced quest system, you know, and they mashed them together, and it's not PvP, yes. But you know what it is? It's another addition into the game that's permanent, that's going to allow for the acquisition of resources. They've shown the rewards here. If they pull back from that, people aren't going to be happy, and we already know there's a shard in there, etc. So what this means at a minimum for us at the player is that the floodgates of wealth are slowly cracked just a little bit open. Now, granted, you know, the bit that's coming down is it's really trickle-down economy at this point. We're not getting huge amounts, but we're getting more. And I'll tell you, as a free-to-play player, the appreciation pack, when you log in and you get that extra 1 refill, it actually matters. And what does matter too is the advanced quest. When you get that 5-star chicken, matters almost more than anything else in this game. The things that I would not think would have mattered, the stuff when I was looking at it from a high-spending player and a content creator that I think, you know, this is boring, this isn't what we want, that is true. But it is also tinted glasses of the fact of what I'm looking at from a very minimized perspective. Whereas when I play the game as a free-to-play, as well as kind of just the average moron, okay, it's kind of what my series really is, to be honest with you. When I look at it from that perspective, Clan versus Clan almost seems like a benefit. I don't like the way it's implemented. It could have been better. We all agree on that. But the optimistic hat I'm having is, when you think about it, maybe it's one more boring thing we do every month, but the whole point of the game anyway is the accumulation of the wealth of materials so that we can spend them on things we want to spend them on and pull new characters that we want to work on. That's the whole point of the game, and getting more resources permanently, this is just added. They're not removing something to balance out these rewards. We're just getting them. So yeah, this is kind of a weird day for me as Darth Microtransaction, if I'm being honest, because I almost find myself preaching Plarium here a little bit. But, you know, like I've said since the beginning, even way before leaving the content creation program and all that, you gotta be fair and balanced with your opinions, because if you're gonna respect me with my negative opinions, then hopefully you can respect me with my positive ones. I'm still not in the content creation program. I have not reached out to them. They have not reached out to me. Still not sponsored by them. I don't care. But in this moment, in this day, I actually feel pretty good about the game.